It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. The end justifies the means. It is better to be impetuous than cautious, because fortune is a woman, and if you want to keep her under, you have to beat her and assault her. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Politics have no relation to morals. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. All courses of action are risky, so prudence is not in avoiding danger, but calculating risk and acting decisively. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. If you're looking for a channel that uplifts and inspires you, then you're in the right place. Subscribe now and join the movement. Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. Never was anything great achieved without danger. One who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. Men in general judge more by the sense of sight than by the sense of touch, because everyone can see, but only a few can test by feeling. It is better to be bold than to circumspect, because fortune is of a sex which likes to be mastered, and it is necessary to beat her and dominate her. The main foundations of every state, new states as well as ancient or composite ones, are good laws and good arms. You cannot have good laws without good arms, and where there are good arms, good laws inevitably follow. The more sand has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. Men are so simple of mind and so much dominated by their immediate needs that a deceitful man will always find plenty who are ready to be deceived. Hatred is gained as much by good works as by evil. Princes and governments are far more dangerous than other elements within society. The one who adapts his policy to the times prospers, and likewise that the one whose policy clashes with the demands of the times does not. There is no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. War is just when it is necessary. Arms are permissible when there is no hope except in arms. The greatest good you can do for another is not just to share your riches, but to reveal to him his own. Nature that framed us of for elements, warring within our breast for regiment, doth teach us all to have aspiring minds. It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. He who innovates will have for his enemies all those who are well off under the existing order of things, and only lukewarm support in those who might be better off under the new. The vulgar crowd always is taken by appearances, and the world consists chiefly of the vulgar. The more often a man deceives, the more easily he can deceive again. Before all else, be armed. He who has not first laid his foundations may be able with great ability to lay them afterwards, but they will be laid with trouble to the architect and danger to the building. All the states, all the dominions under whose authority men have lived in the past and live now have been, and are either republics or principalities. I'm not interested in preserving the status quo. I want to overthrow it. The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. Politics have no relation to morals. If you want to make enemies, try to change something. War can only be abolished through war, and in order to get rid of the gun, it is necessary to take up the gun. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. One change always leaves the way open for the establishment of others. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. That way, you can stay up to date on all the new content I have coming out in the next few weeks.